How do we grow this influence of black leaders, men and women, that can represent our industry inside the ANC, inside the policy-making structures?
Get to grips with the digital environment, put together best practices, what works and what doesn't, very importantly.
In the project that we're doing in Chatlat, we've created a linking bridge between those two little areas there. So it becomes a matter of just 10 minutes walk from one side to the other.
So my message to our CEOs and those chief investment officers is, where at the end of the day do you want to see your role?
So by feeding all of our water back to a stage where we can bring it back into the process, we're in effect saving around about 35% of our water usage on site.
Welcome to greeneconomy.tv. My name's Gordon Brown, and I'd like to welcome our guest today, Letlhogonolo Tsoai, who is the Technical Program Manager at the South African Wind Energy Association. And we're going to be chatting about the Wind Act 2021 conference, which is aimed at students and researchers in this field of wind energy. So, Letlhogonolo, welcome, first of all.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Thank you.
So before we start talking about the conference itself, give me a sense of this topic of research within the context of the wind industry. What are the key areas of research? Why is it important? And just give us perhaps that background before we talk about the conference itself, please.
Okay, thank you. Gordon, the importance of research in the South African context is really to bring home the lessons that we've learned from the different countries that have well-established research in wind energy. And so given the way that the renewable energy program is set up in South Africa as well, there are major differences and social economic impacts that we need to measure, and thus it opens the area for researchers as well to look at that. And also there's a need to translate the different technical theory that is available to fit the South African market as well. And that's why you need such a platform as WindAct to bring the South African research and to build capacity.
No, thank you very much. And it's possibly just a continuation of the same question, really, to ask you to discuss the objectives of the conference, specifically of Wind Act 2021.
Okay, so the objectives really are to bring the knowledge to South African students and also to reward the selected students for their excellent work and to motivate and inspire them to pursue an academic path in the energy sector and to give them opportunities to network and also form a small group of leading experts in the energy sector for South Africa.
Yeah, I think it would be very valuable indeed. So how many students and researchers have previously engaged with the Wind Conference, and what is the estimated impact for 2021?
In the past, we have engaged approximately 500 students and researchers, and I mean, this is a premier academic exchange platform that offers high potential students from South African universities. And this year, we are aiming to at least welcome 45 sponsored students at our event in 2021.
All right, great. And so just give us a sense of when the conference was first held, but also then explain to us how the content for Wind Act 2021 is going to differ, and how will the students and researchers engage with the content, which is obviously focused on wind energy research.
WindAct is over 5 years old within SAWEA, and we've had a 2-year break, and this year's theme is titled All Things Wind Energy. And the process is, there's been a call for papers that we ran from about May this year, and we have within the WINDEC program a scientific advisory board which goes through the papers and makes sure that the papers are well researched and represent the objectives that we're trying to address in this current year. I mean, the different areas include technology, engineering, finance, social and economic development. And I think it's important that we also have well-researched areas that actually show the impact that the industry has on the South African economy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And of course, these types of events, it's like all important and major events cannot be done alone. So tell us a little bit about who the partners and the sponsors are for this year, and why did you select these particular partners and sponsors? And is there space for additional partners and sponsors, and how can they get involved? People are interested. How can they get involved potentially?
There's definitely space for other sponsors, but so far, I mean, we have the South African Renewable Energy Technology Center, which is currently based at the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. We have also the South African Wind Energy Program, which is mostly known as SAWEA, which is through a partnership with the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy. We have the German institution, GIZ, which also does a lot of research work in the South African energy sector, and also a long-standing relationship with the Embassy of Denmark and the Energy Agency, the Danish Energy Agency. And also, I think the most important being the Journal of Energy in Southern Africa. And for the sponsors who would still like to be partner with WINDEC Africa, there's certainly space to do so, and they can get into contact with Matsidiso at windec-africa.co.za. The information is available on all our social media platforms in case they might not know how to spell that name.
All right. No, what a pleasure. So when is the conference? When will it take place? And who may apply to attend?
The conference is open to all South African students studying at all South African universities who are pursuing honors, masters, and PhDs. And the conference will take place between the 5th to the 7th of October at SARETEC, which is the South African Renewable Energy Technology Center, based in Cape Town.
Right. And so lastly, I mean, how does one get involved as a prospective delegate, and what are the benefits?
They apply with the same email address. We have Matsidiso as part of our team, who has been doing a lot of work in getting the students to apply and keeping in touch with them, and also doing a lot of marketing and invitations on the social media platforms. And I think the major benefits are that the students get to network with each other, and also with well-seasoned researchers in the sector. And the benefits also include a guided tour through the SARETEC facility, which is a world-class renewable energy training facility that is based at CPUT. And it's also a great opportunity for the students to get career guidance and to learn more about the industry. As we know, the wind industry is only 10 years old in South Africa, and thus there's still a lot of work to be done in ensuring that we get researchers out and we get people to be interested in the sector and doing work here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And thanks very much indeed for sharing that information. An aligned event, or an event that's associated and aligned with the conference, is the Energy Drive that's now in its third year, which is an education road trip. What is Energy Drive, and how will the content of this year differ? How will learners engage with the content on climate change and net zero?
So the Energy Drive is a project that was launched by the Durban University of Technology with different partners as well. And the aim of this initiative is definitely to raise awareness about climate change and renewable energy. And I think the great thing about the energy drive is that it starts tomorrow and it follows a long route from KZN up to KZN through Eastern Cape. This year we've also added Northern Cape and Western Cape. And what we have there, it's a bus that has the different technologies, different renewable energy technologies, and it will be going through different schools and different communities, and it will be raising awareness amongst young people and enticing their interest in climate change and climate literacy, and hoping to encourage that there's changes in attitudes and behaviors of people in different communities so that they understand the role that renewable energy plays.
No, what a pleasure. And so you mentioned one or two broader regions, but will there be any new areas or rural communities that will be added to the event, or rather to the route this year?
Yeah, so there have been new communities in the different towns that you find wind farms, and so there's a list of 14 schools that will be participating and 9 wind farms as well that are participating in this program. And I think it's great for the rural communities to be able to engage with the renewable energy sector in this way and not just read about it or hear about it on the news.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Letlhogonolo, thank you very much indeed for your time. Thanks for sharing this information. We wish you the very best of luck. What a great initiative this conference is. And please share the outcome with us, and we'll make sure to share those across our various platforms. Before you go, can you just give us some of your social media handles? So if people want to find out more about the Energy Drive 2021, give us some of those handles that people can look out for, please.
Okay, so we are on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and our Twitter handle is @WindegAfrica. On Facebook, you can find us on Windeg Space Africa, and LinkedIn is Windeg Space Africa as well. And thank you very much for this opportunity, Gordon.
What a pleasure. Have a great day forward, and we'll stay in touch with you. Take care.
We will.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
How do we grow this influence of black leaders, men and women, that can represent our industry inside the ANC, inside the policy making structures?
Get to grips with the digital environment, put together best practices, what works and what doesn't, very importantly.
In the project that we're doing in Chatlat, we've created a linking bridge between those two little areas there. So it becomes a matter of just 10 minutes walk from one side to the other.
So my message to our CEOs and those chief investment officers is, where at the end of the day do you want to see your role?
So by feeding all of our water back to a stage where we can bring it back into the process, we're in effect saving around about 35% of our water usage on site.